The importance of youth in any given society cannot be overemphasized, as they are the future of the world. Hence, the need to engage them in doing the right thing at all times. Young people have a critical role to play in the war against systematic corruption and in democratic reforms. To have a better Nigeria, the youth must be involved in building and rebuilding of the nation. This week on The Eagle, our focus is youth against corruption. Well, thank you for joining us on another episode of The Eagle, a program that gives you the opportunity to discuss what economic and financial crimes really are, how they affect everyone, and how we can, through our collective efforts, make our nation better. My name is Aisha Muhammad.
Hello out there. My name is Abdurrashid Bawa. I'm the Executive Chairman of Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The fight against corruption is our collective responsibility. I therefore urge you to please put in your best and help the Efcc achieve its mandate of ridding Nigeria of economic and financial crimes. Together, we can win the fight, and we will win the fight.
On today's program, we'll bring you a report that the Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdurrashid Bawa, stated that the EFCC would continue to partner with every relevant stakeholder in the anti-corruption engagement to boost public involvement and more effective enlightenment about the menace of corruption. Bawa stated this while receiving the head of station, Nigerian Police Radio, Ani Amaka Andrew. Here are the details.
According to Bawa, the radio is one of the best methods of dissemination of information through its flexibility and versatility, and its potential should always be harnessed to promote anti-corruption campaigns. The EFCC chairman, who spoke through the Commission's Director of Operations, Abdulkarim Chuko, explains that the Commission is ready to grab every opportunity to ensure that EFCC programs and information are properly disseminated.
There is no doubt that we all know today that radio is perhaps the best platform or medium of getting information, passing information, educating people, raising awareness for many reasons. First of all, because of its flexibility, because of its vastness, if I may use that word. At the EFCC, being a law enforcement agency is an agency that will always like to partner with any organization or any outfit that we believe is going to assist us in propagating some of the information that we want to the public.
In his address, Andrew thanked Bawa and sued for partnership for wider dissemination of EFCC's activities on the Nigeria Police Radio to enable the public know the good works of the Commission. Andrew stated that nobody can tell the stories of both the police and EFCC better than the organizations themselves.
Our request that will be here to ask for your hand in partnership. To request that we do have a desk officer. And so how can we have this? Nobody can tell our stories better than we can, because we are the ones who feel it. The pains of the EFCC are our pains. And all that, but you do not talk to the converts. So, in essence, we have come that you know that we exist. We have come that wherever you can find it suitable, you have your events, so many of them, like your Eagle Eye, which I mentioned. For goodness sake, it needs, you do not light a lamp and put it on under the shelf, under the table. You put it on it where everybody can see.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) and the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) have expressed readiness to foster relationship in combating money laundering and drug-related crimes. This was the kernel of discussion when the Kwara State Commander of the NDLEA, Ibrahim A. Saidu, led his management team on a courtesy visit to the Ilorin Zonal Command of the EFCC to visit the Commander, Michael Nzekwe, in Ilorin. Ojuchukutami Eche tells us more.
Explaining the purpose of the visit, Saidu said it was to strengthen ties and help the two organizations deliver on their mandates, stressing that the two agencies have a lot to do together. He said both the EFCC and the NDLEA are mutually engaged in the business of securing Nigeria against fraud and has told his officers not to be after drug-related offenses only, but to also be watchful and report evidence of money laundering to the EFCC. Saidu also told his EFCC counterpart how the commission trained officers of the NDLEA at the EFCC Academy Abuja, which he said is all part of the synergy that the two agencies have. The NDLEA boss used the occasion to inform his EFCC counterpart of the recently launched War Against Drug Abuse, WADA, by President Muhammadu Buhari and called for support of the commission in intensifying the campaign. He also pledged his agency's support for the EFCC, saying his officers were prepared to offer training assistance to the commission staff at the Ilorin Zonal Command on the dangers of drug abuse and drug peddling. Responding, the Ilorin Zonal Command of the EFCC, Michael Nzekwe, noted that the two agencies have more areas of convergence in their respective statutory mandates, especially terrorism financing and money laundering. Nzekwe disclosed that synergy and collaboration are critical in the fight against economic and financial crimes, adding that the Ilorin Command will leave no stone unturned in ensuring that corruption is reduced to the barest minimum in the three states under its control. The Ilorin Zonal Command added that as brothers in the service of Nigeria, EFCC and the NDLEA need to work together to ensure a well-secured Nigeria, because without Nigeria, there will neither be EFCC nor NDLEA.
It was all joy and celebration for a civil servant in Ondo State, Elizabeth Agahona, when she received a bank draft of 550,000 naira from an assistant commander of the EFCC at the Benin Zonal Command, Adishola Amuson, of the commission being money fraudulently withdrawn from her account. Here are details.
Elizabeth Agahona stated that she was grateful to the EFCC for making sure that she got back her money, stressing that she had given up on getting it as the bank she uses and reported to earlier did nothing. She said it is a testimony that EFCC is working, advising other victims of fraud not to lose hope, as the EFCC is there for everyone. Just to let you know, Agahona had petitioned the commission sometime in February 2022 over mysterious withdrawal of 550,000 naira from her bank account by unknown persons. EFCC investigation traced the money to a Paycom account holder who received 500,000 naira, while the sum of 50,000 naira was used to purchase airtime by the fraudster. She was restituted by the Paycom account holder, who confessed to receiving the sum of 500,000 naira transferred into her wallet account in 10 tranches by some unknown persons. Ojo Chukutami Eche, reporting for The Eagle.
Next on the program is update on EFCC's conviction with Abbas Abubakar Umar. Over to you, Abbas.
According to the Greek philosopher Aristotle, he said, and I quote, "At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst." The EFCC in 1 week between the 11th and 15th of July 2022 secured over 80 convictions from across the 14 zonal commands and the headquarters. Here are the details. The Lagos Zonal Command recorded 20 convictions, while the Abuja Zonal Command had 16 convictions. The Port Harcourt Zonal Command and the headquarters secured 9 convictions in the week under review. Benin and Kaduna Zonal Commands had 8 and 7 convictions respectively, while Makurdi and Sokoto Command secured 2 convictions each. The Ilorin and Uyo Zonal Commands had 1 convictions each. A notable convict in the week under review is one Chukwuemeka Ekunife and his company Structured Energy Limited. They were convicted by Justice Sharifat Solebo of the Special Offences Court sitting in Ikeja, Lagos for an alleged 184 million naira, 98,000 naira fraud and sentenced to 10 years in prison. It is important to state that the Efcc will not rest on its oars in the fight against economic and financial crimes. It is often said, a word is enough for the wise. Back to Aisha.
Youth are the main foundation for a country. They will be the future leaders, but more importantly is how their present attitude and behavior will affect the life of their nation. For example, when youth tolerate corruption, then the future of the nation will be questioned, since corruption destroys nation building. That's the reason why our focus today on the interview segment is on youth against corruption. Golden Onwura is standing by with our guest to take us through.
Thank you, Aisha. Hello and welcome to the interview segment of The Eagle. I am Golden Onwura. Today we'll be talking about youth against corruption. And to discuss this with me is a chief superintendent of the EFCC, Usman A. Chuli. He's the head of Bank Fraud, Gombe Zonal Command. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you for having me.
In your words, who is a youth?
The youth has been defined in many ways, but there is no one precise definition across the world for what it is and what refers to the youth. For instance, the United Nations define youths as those people within the age group of 15 to 24. That is the United Nations. The African Youth Charter defines youth as those people between the age of 18 to 35. While here in Nigeria, the National Youth Policy 2019, which was reviewed not quite long, defines a youth as that person who is a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and who should be between the age of 18 and 29. This is the definition of a youth in the Nigerian perspective.
Okay. It is a popular opinion that youths are very critical in the fight against corruption. Why do you think this is so?
Youths are critical because when you take into consideration the population we have in this country, Nigeria presently has a population of 215 million thereabout. Out of this 215 thereabout, 43.49% of this population are within the age of 0 to 14, while 16.8% are between the ages of 15 to 24 thereabout. So when you add up this together, you see that those who are from 40 upwards are really less than 30%. So if you actually want to address the issues of corruption, you have to take the larger portion of the youths because they are the energetic, they are strong, they are young, they have the energy to drive this thing.
True. Now, what types of economic and financial crimes would you say Nigerian youths are engaged in today?
Well, economic and financial crimes, as far as the youths are concerned, what we see that is common is usually the cybercrime related crimes. They are common, and most of the arrests you see that youths are more engaged in this type of crimes. Cybercrimes, what they usually know as Yahoo Yahoo.
So how has economic and financial crimes affected the Nigerian youth?
It has in so many ways. One, the youths, like I said, they are the driving force of the economy. When you have the driving force of the economy engaged in corruption or corrupt practices, especially Yahoo Yahoo, then you have a problem in your hands. Why is it so? Because these are supposed to be the drivers who are supposed to be in the front seat, driving the economy, not engaging in crimes. It is very important that these youths are engaged. When they are engaged, the economy grows, the society gets better. Because presently, it is estimated by 2050, Nigeria will have a higher population than even the United States. When you look at that, then definitely you know by what I've said earlier, the youths are important.
With the spate of cybercrime, ritual killings and kidnapping mostly perpetrated by the youths, what do you think the future holds for the Nigerian youth?
Well, we have to be optimistic. We have to be optimistic. Like I said somewhere, first and foremost, as Nigerians, and we have to be conscious of the fact that we don't have another country but Nigeria. The youths should also be conscious of the fact that wherever you go, you are addressed as a Nigerian and you don't have any country but Nigeria. So one has to be, should I say, adopt the fact that you have to sit back and work on this. You get me? Now, the future holds bright. As far as you give good quality education, these youths are engaged, the future is bright. We can't say otherwise, because we cannot help to be pessimistic. When you are pessimistic, it clouds your judgment. But when you are optimistic, you think differently. So I prefer to be optimistic.
Now, to the youths themselves, in what ways can they fight corruption and stand as vanguards of the anti-graft war?
Yeah, well, thankfully, the internet penetration of Nigeria is very high now. So most youths have access to the internet. And there are platforms which not just we aspire for them to use, they are using now, where they use some to track projects that were being executed by all arms of government. That's one. Secondly, public enlightenment, even by youths themselves, it happens. They engage in dance shows, music festivals. They do that, which also is good, it helps. And also, when you go to primary, secondary, and even universities, they have clubs that are meant to give certain knowledge about corruption and all that. All these things help in stemming this tide of corruption. And when you continue on this trend, I believe with time we'll be able to get to the root of it and also mitigate the impact of corruption. You can't take it away completely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how about entrepreneurship, maybe trying to start a business, no matter how little?
Yeah, that's what I said. When these youth are engaged economically, it takes their mind off a lot of things because they will have less free time. An idle mind is a devil's workshop. When they have less time to do certain things, they will engage in economic activities and definitely move the country forward. And you see this crime going down, especially crime that are more or less inclined to youths.
The executive chairman of the Efcc, Abdulrasheed Bawa, is one of the few youths holding very sensitive and key position in Nigeria today. So what do you think Nigerian youths can learn from his appointment as a youth?
Yeah. One of the things I think they will learn from his appointment is the fact that age is no more a restriction in the country. You don't have to be above certain age to be given responsibilities. It's a good one as far as I'm concerned. Secondly, it is also possible to appreciate the fact that with hard work, you could reach the stars. And your dream is not far away if you put in the effort. These are most of the things that I see when I see the chairman himself. I see success that is predetermined, not just you are relaxed and it came to you. You should be able to know that whatever you do, there is a certain gestation period where you reap the dividends of your labor. And this is exactly what we have seen. He has put in the work, he has been patient, and the result is here. And we believe if things like this do happen, the youths will have this belief that yes, I can also make it one time, and they will strive for the best.
Okay. So what are your last words on the topic?
My last words is this. The reality is this. The more the youths know about corruption, the more they close the door from others perpetrating acts of corruption. Because your ignorance of corruption is a win for those who are perpetrating the corruption. So people should be interested in what happens in the country. It's not good to be nonchalant that this doesn't concern me. After all, I'm not part of the government, or perhaps I will not get there. It's not like that. You might not be involved now, but as time goes on, you will grow up, you get to a position, or perhaps somebody of yours will get to a position. Everything is interconnected. We are all connected. And the events that happen in the country happens to all of us. We have to be concerned about what happens.
Thank you, CSE Usman A. Choli, for joining us today. And that will be all from the interview segment on The Eagle. I am Golden Onwura. Back to you, Aisha.
Well, you heard our guest, the head bank fraud Gombe Zonal Command, Usman Choli. The youth should be interested in happenings in the country. They are the future leaders and need to be patriotic and involved in the things happening around them.
Rhymes, yeah. Whoa, corruption must to decrease. It's the canker worm disease. When our people go live in peace, when all this nyama go cease, I can look back when I
see. Now here I dey work, and now here I dey chop. Sometimes this my work, it is very, very tough, and things go just wrong. But that one don't mean say I go put my hand inside bad things now. I know say if I put my mind to do this work well, I know say I go make am. I don't need put my hand inside bad things. I be mechanical, I dey hustle, and I dey legit.
Ni mai sai da kifi ne, ina jajircewa akan nema, ina sana'ata na gaskiya.
I be a stylist, mozu, mu dey legit.
I'm selling phone accessory, I dey hustle, and I dey legit.
I'm a sound engineer, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
I'm a tailor, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
I'm a barber, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
I'm a painter, I dey hustle, I dey legit.
I'm a fashion designer, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
Be proud of your hustle, be legit, say no to cybercrime.
This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Before we end the program, here are some tips for citizens to help the EFCC in achieving its vision of having a corrupt-free Nigeria. Expose corrupt activities and risk that may otherwise remain hidden. Speak up when you see corruption being perpetrated. Keep the public sector honest, accountable, and transparent. And help stop dishonest practices wherever you find yourself. Ensure that public employees act in public interest. Do the right thing. Stand for integrity, always. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, wishes to inform the public that it has launched a virtual town hall meeting called EFCC Connect to expand its reach and engagement with citizens within and outside the country. EFCC Connect is an online program designed to engender close interface and collaboration with the Nigerian public, provide answers and clarification to issues, sensitize and educate them on the war against economic and financial crimes using the social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. This Wednesday on the EFCC Connect, the topic of discussion is Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. What is new? Join the conversation on our Twitter space at official EFCC at 6 p.m. for this and more. And that concludes our program for the day. We'll be back next week, same time, same station. Don't forget to keep a date with us. But before we go, here is a reminder that you can send an email to info@efcc.gov.ng and speak to our offices on 0809 3322 644 and follow us on all our social media platforms at official EFCC for all matters relating to economic and financial crimes. And if you see fraud happening, use the EFCC mobile app, the Eagle Eye. Download the app, follow the steps, and report fraud on the go. You can also take pictures of corrupt practices and upload them. My name is Aisha Muhammad, leaving you with these parting words from Bono that says, "The worst disease in the world today is corruption, and there is a cure called transparency. Do the right thing always." Goodbye. God bless Nigeria. Please do stay safe, be kind to yourself and to others, and do enjoy the rest of the week.